This is Monday Morning Meditations number 264 on the Rising Man podcast with Jeddy Azuma. That I told you so energy ain't so hot. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday morning to you. Welcome back to the Rising Man podcast, specifically our Monday morning meditations. I got a hot one for you guys here today. So without further ado, today's Monday morning meditation is righteousness and I told you so energy. Okay, so this is a really important topic for all of us to discuss because every single one of us, somewhere deep down in our bodies, we got that righteousness about us. We got that I told you so energy. Let's just all confess for a moment. Raise your hand. How many times have you wanted to say I told you so to somebody when you called what was going to happen, when you told them what the breakdown was going to be in advance, but they didn't listen to you? How many of you guys have had that temptation before? We've all had it before. But where does it come from? Why are we compelled to bring that righteous energy into a conversation? To remind somebody, hey, I told you that wasn't going to work. Why is that so important? What do I actually get? What do I gain from that? Let's study it for a second. So just think about yourself for a minute. Think about a situation where you saw something, your experience level, your perception, your intuition, whatever it was, guided you towards, hey, this isn't going to work out so well. But somebody else was really determined. They were really convinced, no, trust me, this is going to work out. Maybe you've been in the car with a loved one and you said, trust me, there's traffic on this road at this time. We shouldn't go that way. We're going to be late. No, I drive this way all the time. Blah, 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 blah. Lo and behold, they hit traffic. It doesn't work out. Whatever that example is for you, go and revisit that space. Explore where that came from in your body. What were you feeling? What were the emotions? Maybe you were angry. Maybe you were frustrated that somebody wasn't listening to you, that the advice or the suggestion wasn't being heard. And then fast forward to when both parties realized that what you had said in the beginning was right. Think about what that dynamic tension is. Did the person you were with, did they acknowledge that you were right? Did they resist it and get angry and frustrated at you for telling them exactly what was going to happen? Think about where that compulsion we have to say, I told you so, comes from. I believe it comes from a deep wound that we all have. The same wound that we all share as human beings around belonging. Because the most important thing for us as social animals is to belong to the tribe, to be a beloved and valued member of the pack. If my value is determined to be low, or I'm a threat to the pack, I'm going to be kicked out. And in another time, day and age, our ancestors knew that being kicked out of the village, being exiled from the pack, meant death. We literally couldn't survive alone as a species. So where does this I told you so energy play into this wound we have for belonging, this need, this desire we have to continue to preserve our value in the pack, to earn our seat at the table? Well, let's go back to old village days where I was really good at assessing when there were predators coming into the village. And everybody knew that if I said, hey, there's a big jungle cat that's trying to come into our village, everybody gather around the center. And then sure enough, a jungle cat popped up and we were all ready and prepared for that. That means that I can be trusted, that my word has value, that my intuition, my skills, my perception is something that protects the people and takes care of them. That means that I'm going to be kept around. Nobody wants to be snuck up on by a big jungle cat, so they're going to keep around the dude who can tell when a big jungle cat's coming. If that same scenario plays out and I tell everybody there's a jungle cat that's coming, there's a tiger that's lurking in the forest, and everybody ignores me, and half the village gets mauled by this tiger, that instinct to say I told you so is an impulse to remind everybody, hey, this breakdown was not my responsibility. I told everybody that this was going to happen. Therefore, I'm protecting the value I have in this community. Hey, it really sucks that we just lost half of our village, but just remember, guys, I was the one who said that we should watch out. I was the one who said we all need to beware of a tiger that's lurking in the forest, and nobody wanted to listen to me. Sometimes that righteous energy comes from a need to be validated. Absolutely. Sometimes I want it to be acknowledged because I feel insecure in my own authority at times. So whenever there's a moment that I can be proven right, seen as right, validated as right by others, it's going to boost my ego. But on the other side of it, it also reminds everybody, hey, I have something valuable to bring here. Maybe it's my ability to track and see when tigers are looking in the forest. Maybe it's my ability to perceive danger, or even just perceive traffic, or even just to see a breakdown coming in a relationship. Whatever that is, we all have our different relationships with righteousness and that I told you so energy. But it all comes back to that same impulse we have to remind the people we love how valuable we are. So, what do we do with this? Well, the most obvious remedy is to reinforce our value with our loved ones in our relationships all the time. Practicing acknowledgement with one another, pausing and empathizing with somebody, looking in my partner's eyes and actually imagining, what did you do today? What did you do today that took care of our family, that allowed there to be food on the table, that made it possible for me to work late so that the kids had somebody to put them to bed and read them stories? Wow. Thank you so much, honey, for allowing me to give my gift to the world by taking care of things at home tonight. That practice of acknowledgement goes such a long way in lowering the need we all have to be validated. Because we all have that core wound of needing to be seen for value, to being seen as belonging to the greater pack. Otherwise, we're going to feel at risk for being exiled, which equates to death. So I believe that this righteousness that we see in people on social media, that we experience in our one-to-one relationships, that you can see in people who are obviously insecure, is all just this instinctual reflexive exercise we have to guarantee our spot in the tribe. We want to make sure that our value is seen, that it's validated, so that we can continue to be surrounded by people who will help us survive. Because nobody can make it out alone. Nobody can do it by themselves. So next time you're navigating I told you so energy, whether it's coming up from within yourself or you're noticing it in somebody else, keep this in the back of your mind. See if you can plant that reminder, oh, this is a survival response. Is my survival actually at threat here? Do I actually need to prove that I'm right and get that I told you so in there to feed my ego? Because what is that actually going to cause? Is that actually going to mend a relationship and bring me closer together with the people that I want to be in relationship with? Or could it fracture? Could it break trust? Would it come off as needy? It's up to you to decide. But keep this level of awareness planted as a seed inside of your mind, because now you're not going to be able to unsee it. I bet you're going to see it everywhere you go, and you make these assessments about people being in that righteous energy. Hopefully yourself too, whenever that comes up. As always, please share this message with somebody you think needs to hear it today. Thank you for all the persistent support and love and respect we get from you guys, carrying this Rising Man movement forward with us. So much love and deep bows to each and every one of you. Until next time, rise up and claim your destiny.